I'm joined here by the Telefonica CEO, Jose Alvarez-Pallete, with me here at the Telefonica stand. Great to speak to you this morning, Jose. Thank you so much for joining us. And what a great day. You had a visit from the King of Spain to your stand earlier. Of course, it's all about tech and 5G here at this conference. But the elephant in the room is the issue of Huawei, with the US pushing allies to drop Huawei equipment from 5G rollouts. Huawei, of course, has denied any wrongdoing repeatedly. What preparations are you making at Telefonica for a possible ban on Huawei equipment in 5G?
Well, as you might imagine, we take this very seriously because networks are essential for us, and security of the network is the core part of our relationship with customers. So we take it very seriously. We refer ourselves to the GSMA official statement that we have been actively participating in, and we are permanently checking security and integrity of our networks. We are preparing for any eventuality, but for the time being, we strongly suggest to have a very factual-based conversation, because for the time being there is a lot of noise, and we really like to become very factual on that issue.
What would it take for you to drop Huawei as a vendor in your rollout of 5G? Would it have to be a definitive ban on the equipment or watertight evidence of any security concerns?
Well, for us, as I was referring before, security is essential. It's an integral part of our relationship with the customers. So for us, any breach of security is essential. Therefore, we want to keep it very factual. For the time being, there is no proof of any wrongdoing in any part of our networks.
On 5G as well, you recently announced a partnership for 5G infrastructure with Vodafone in the UK. You said that you're open for network partnerships elsewhere. Are you in any specific talks in Spain?
Well, in fact, we have a very long-term relationship with Vodafone in the UK in network sharing, and as you were saying, we have signed ahead of terms for extending that potentially to 5G. And therefore, the relationship between both groups is very good. We are already sharing fiber network in Spain with Vodafone. We have a wholesale agreement with them, and we are open to analyze that everywhere when it makes rational or economic sense. So yes, open.
So could we see similar partnerships with others in Spain?
In fact, they are. I mean, we have a partnership with Orange, we have a partnership with MásMóvil recently signed. So in fact, there are other agreements as well.
More to come? More to come?
Yeah, sure. In other parts of our network, we have in Germany, we have in Brazil. Network sharing is a reality.
Your COO said last week that you have contingency plans for Brexit, including for the supply chain and expats. What exactly are you doing? Stockpiling equipment, for example?
Well, we are preparing ourselves in every front, from a financial standpoint, from an operational standpoint, even from a regulatory standpoint in terms of roaming agreements. But it is totally unclear for us what is going to be the outcome. So we have different stages of preparation, but yes, we need to be ready.
Does that mean stockpiling equipment right now?
Well, in fact, it's making sure that inventories are available in any scenario.
Okay. Now, your latest results show that the deleveraging push is working. Of course, this has been a long journey, and net borrowing fell for the 7th straight quarter. Is debt now low enough for you to consider returning money to shareholders, either via buybacks or dividends?
Well, in fact, deleveraging has been an essential part of our strategy in the last 3 years. We have been taking down debt by 12 billion in 3 years, which is roughly the size of the failed sale of O2 UK 3 years ago. And we are now in a situation in which we have the same profile, but O2 UK is still with us, and it's a significant cash flow generator. And on top of that, it has been reaching the highest level of revenues in the last decade. So the company is much stronger, but we think we still have room to go. We need to have room to go in terms of deleveraging.
So could we see buybacks or dividends soon because of what you've done with it?
At due time, we will analyze all alternatives.
If I can just circle back to the Huawei issue as well, of course there's the potential prospect of a ban on Huawei equipment for 5G, but there's also the concern of a retroactive ban on Huawei equipment on 4G. What would be the potential cost to you of a retroactive ban on 4G?
That's highly speculative. I mean, we will need to know the extent of that potential ban, so it's highly speculative. We would like to keep being very factual at that stage.
Okay, let me get to a fact then about the fact that you recently sold your Central American assets to Millicom. Where do talks stand for the sale of your Mexican assets?
Well, we have become a company that is very well, return on capital employed is a core part of our strategy. So every single asset that is not meeting our expectation in terms of return on capital employed is under question. Mexico is an asset that has been underperforming in the last quarters, but it's getting better. So we'll have all possibilities open, both organically and inorganically in Mexico.